Hello everyone, my name is Adeline Spears coming to you live here from northwestern Georgia, and welcome to the very first official Thanksgiving Day and week weather forecast. This is going to be a very impactful Thanksgiving for many of us weather-wise, so let's go ahead and dive into the forecast. We're going to start off with today's Hazards Tuesday, starting over here on the west coast, specifically the desert southwest, where we are looking at warmer above average temperatures impacting cities like Phoenix, San Diego, and Los Angeles, where we're looking at those daily highs in the 70s and even the lower 80s over here. But as we go a little bit further north, we're looking at some soggy skies up here in San Francisco and Sacramento, which is not looking like it to amount to anything much, but definitely could put a damper on the rush hour traffic later on tonight. And let me focus your attention a little bit further east, looking at areas like Lake Tahoe, western Colorado, central Nevada, and Utah, where we're looking at a bit of a snowstorm setting up today. This is part one of that snowstorm that will be carrying in tomorrow, dumping quite a bit of snow in parts of the Rocky Mountains today and tomorrow. As we shift a little bit further east, looking at Florida, similar to the desert southwest, looking at those warmer, more above average temperatures, those highs in the 60s to 70s, a little bit higher as we go further south towards West Palm Beach and Miami as well. But this is the start of this absolute mess that is unfolding weather-wise up here in the Northeast over the next few days. We're going to be looking at quite a bit of heavy, widespread rain showers today up here in upstate New York, portions of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and states like New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine will be feeling it as well. But as we go into the higher elevations of Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire, we could be seeing some sleet and snow mixing into that rain, calling for that forecast of wintry mix, especially later on this afternoon and into this evening. So let's go ahead and start off and kick off our travel forecast. So a lot of Americans are hitting the road or the skies this holiday season. So let's go ahead and look at some airports that could be dealing with cancellations over the next couple of days or could be perfectly in the clear, like we're looking at today, where across the board we're looking at green, good signals for if you're flying out of really many airports across the United States today. Here are some of the major runs like LAX, Denver, Atlanta, O'Hare, and JFK. As far as these airports go, it's looking like smooth sailing today. Again, cannot rule out spotty cancellations here and there, but across the board, no major impacts are expected today. But that will not last long, as we're looking at Wednesday, where if you're flying in or out of Denver, Colorado, that could be quite the issue, as like I said, part two of that snowstorm is going to be moving through, dumping 3 to 5 inches of snow, and of course bringing some gusty winds as well. So I would expect numerous major flight cancellations tomorrow, Wednesday, in the Denver International Airport. But the rest of those major airports that we're looking at continue to look pretty clear. O'Hare, we're going to be seeing some widespread snow and rain showers to your south of the Chicago area, but that's still looking good since that mess is going to be remaining to your south and east. And now, Thanksgiving Day, the day we've all been looking forward to, and it is looking pretty perfect for the West Coast and the plains. Really nothing to worry about, as we've got high pressure systems bringing that mild and great outdoor weather. But as we go east of the Mississippi River, this is where things are going to get dicey. St. Louis, you're starting off those early morning hours, 1 to 4 a.m., super wet, as those heavy widespread rain showers are going to be moving through the area. And if you're waking up in Columbus, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, you're probably going to be seeing some rain early that morning as well, spreading into the mid-morning hours as well. And again, we're still dealing with that snow up there in the Northeast, snow, wintry mix, and rain for those coastal areas, including New York City, where they are hosting that world-famous Macys Thanksgiving Day Parade. We're going to be diving into that even more since it's looking pretty rough right now. But again, dealing with that rain, snow, wintry mix spreading all of the way from the Midwest and Ohio River Valley up into the tip top of the northeast. And something that is really flying under the radar, we've got a sneaky severe weather setup happening in the southeast this Thanksgiving Day and the day before on Wednesday, but it's looking particularly concerning on Thanksgiving Day, where we could be seeing isolated severe thunderstorms at times, capable of producing damaging winds and small hail starting in the southeast, so portions of Alabama, Georgia, stretching up into the Carolinas as well. Definitely something to keep an eye on if you're planning on heading out to play flag football in the afternoon or just hanging out outdoors with family. Keep an eye on the skies and keep an eye on your radar as well. And now time for personally my favorite part of this forecast, the turkey trot forecast, which doubles as a look at those super early morning hours for folks that are not planning on going out for a run this Thanksgiving. So if you're in the southeast where I am doing a turkey trot, and I'm super excited not only for the running aspect, but for the weather aspect, because it is looking absolutely gorgeous for a day outside from about 7 to 11 a.m. We're going to be seeing temperatures in the 50s and 60s, partly sunny skies, and a light breeze to cool us off. It's going to be absolutely perfect. But again, the northeast is just spoiling it as we've got that snow and rain mix up there in the mid-Atlantic, stretching up into the northeast, impacting any runners up there. Definitely a day to bring gloves, hand warmers, and a rain jacket if you're still planning on braving the conditions. But as we go over here to the west coast, which is, again, we're dealing with that high pressure system, so nothing super impactful, especially precipitation wise, but we're dealing with those really freezing temperatures between 5 and 20 degrees. So we're either in the single digits or the teens up here in the Dakotas, Montana, stretching into Nebraska and Minnesota as well. So definitely bundle up if you're heading outdoors this Thanksgiving up there. And of course, again, over here in Seattle, Portland, along the coastal areas of the Pacific Northwest, looking at those mostly cloudy skies, which is just the ordinary for this time of year. So now let's do that deep dive into the Macys Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is looking super, super soggy as we're going to be seeing those widespread bands of rain moving through. And on top of that, it's going to be pretty chilly too. Air temperature sitting at about 47, but thanks to those gusty winds gusting up from 18 to 20 miles an hour, it's really going to feel like 38 with that wind chill sitting in the mid to upper 30s. So please bring some rain boots, raincoat, maybe even some hand warmers and gloves and a toboggan if you get really cold easily. This would be a great day to also bring warm drinks with you like tea, coffee, hot chocolate if you're planning on spectating the Thanksgiving Day Parade outdoors this year, if you're planning on braving those chilly, soggy, wet conditions. But this is going to wrap up this year's first ever official Thanksgiving Day forecast from here in the AWX Home Weather Studio. I'm wishing you all a very, very happy Thanksgiving, healthy, happy, and safe. And I hope you are looking forward to even more weather forecasts just like these in the coming days. So again, stay safe, stay weather aware, and this is Adeline Spears coming to you here from Northwestern Georgia.